Hello everybody, welcome back to Talking Wolves and welcome back to another part in our Sell, Loan or Keep series. It's part 2 now. We're looking at the midfielders, predominantly the central and holding midfielders in the current Wolves squad, and we're going to be giving our thoughts and opinions on whether the club should keep them, loan them out or just sell them. Alongside me today, as you can see, I've got Mr. Matt Cooper. Matt, how are you keeping, man?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. How are you?
Yeah, all good, man, all good. And we've got Finners. Finn, how are you?
Yeah, all right, thank you. Different day, same shirt.
Gonna say, slow down the washing. How are you? Yeah, I'm the same as I was 5 minutes ago.
Yeah. Definitely not butt recording that. If you didn't catch part 1 where we looked at the goalkeepers and defenders, really do recommend you go and check that one out before or after watching this one. It's up to you. But
I remember what we said.
We're going to be looking at the midfielders now, giving our thoughts and opinions on what the club should do with them. So this first one is quite interesting, seeing as the recent rumours with him. Finn, we'll start off with you. Mr. Ruben Neves, are you keeping him, are you selling him, or are you loaning him out?
Keep, 1,000,000% keep. If any Wolves officials are watching, keep. Jeff, not at his best season.
I know you're an avid fan, Jeff.
But I saw a tweet earlier saying they should be sticking the armband on him, let alone selling him. Like, especially if Cody goes like, God's sake. but no, yeah, I got 100% keep. Not been his best season, and whatever happened to his shooting boots, I've got no idea. Like, honestly, this season, but there's been glimpses there. Obviously, he's been affected with COVID as well, but especially for the price that's been thrown around. Are you saying he's just as good as Fabio Silva? I know there's like sell on and all that with Silva, but to price them at the same, like he's the guy, isn't he? I mean, he's literally right there. He's like, we've lost everyone in the Nuno Had a Dream song if he goes. You've got to keep him, especially you've got to sell him when his stock's higher if you're going to sell him. 35 for a player like that, it just doesn't make any financial sense.
Matt, if Neves does go, surely Fabio Silva can be the wonder kid from Porto in the chant. Bruno Had a Dream.
Vitinha.
Yeah, see?
There we go, sorted.
You've got to be on your toes. Yeah, Matt, what do you reckon? The whole rumour is just, do you think it's laughable? I mean, I think it is.
I'd be open to selling him, but not at £35 million, I wouldn't.
What's your valuation? 50?
50, 55.
Yeah.
He's not kicked on as well as I'd like to, but he's still really, really important to how we play. Something I saw earlier, there's a lad on Twitter called Dan Butler, D Butler Analysis. He's a Wolves fan. He's a football analyst, and he put up a shot map of Ruben Neves' shots this season. My word, like it's just, he needs to stop. He needs to stop because like it's terrible. Like it's absolutely laughable. You might want to put a link to it, Dave, in the description. But it's the player that we had in the Championship is better than the player we got now. I genuinely believe that, and I think that's down to the system.
Yeah, I think this could be, is if we can keep him, which I think we can. The club would as well. The club would be absolutely stupid. I mean, when we signed him, I think he was worth 35 million the year we come up.
Yeah, definitely. Easy.
With 2 more years of Premier League experience, they're talking about, I don't know if this was all Nuno based or just Fosun based in general, they're talking about shifting their transfer strategy to players that have got domestic experience in England. Are you going to buy a top quality central midfielder that has played 2-3 years in England for £35 million? That's better than Neves.
Would you have, if we sold Neves, would you take Anguissa?
You'd want Neves. You want both of them, especially.
You
want both of them, don't you?
Dave's don't know what to do here.
Nah. I'm trying to think value wise. I think they want about 20 million.
Over 20 million, yeah.
The thing is with the whole Neves thing. I know this is a bit of a tangent. If they said, right, this is your replacement, and that's why we're selling him, and I was happy enough, I'd say, yeah. I mean, it's been unbelievable with Neves, but I think the thing is here, no one knows who the replacement is going to be. And I think that's more of a sign of how bad Fosun and Wolves have been with their transfers recently. You want the comparison that I'm seeing a lot is Leicester at the moment. I think Leicester know, as upset as they would be with selling one of their key players, they're going to have a replacement that's
They bring him in
sufficient.
like a year before they're going to let that said player go.
I know
They
you
bed
mentioned
him.
that before as well, yeah.
Yeah.
But like, you know, even this season, Samari's going to come in, so you could bet your bottom dollar someone like Tillemans or Ndidi may move on next summer.
Indeed, he'll go next year.
Yeah, exactly. So it'll be. I think it's a keep. I know we're discussing it now, but it's got to be a keep, and unless a bid of 50. For me, 50, 55 million, like you suggested, Matt. Unless a bit of that comes in, you
I think we can replace Neves with 35 million if it's the Neves of this season. But that we can't just look at it like that. We know how good of a player is in there, and we know under a different manager and a different system. Because if he goes to City, he becomes a world beater. And I want him to do that.
Manchester City signed him for 35 million. He plays 20 games. On and off.
He's better than Rodri.
Yeah, they get over. They could sell him next summer for over 50.
If the Prem announced a 10-year ball deal with Maita, you'd sell him for 200 million. But that has been mad, hasn't it? The different, like in the FA Cup as well, he was hitting them better. How a different ball can change things. But no, yeah, like you say, and I think he's like when. On Sky Sports at the moment, when it's coming up with like the season stats on the side, the best he's in the top 5 for interceptions, tackles. He has improved in that sense, but the old Neves, whether he's like remodeling himself now,
very intelligent player. I don't think he gets a lot of credit for that. He's reading the game, he's class. But I watched him against United on Sunday, and I just couldn't believe where he was playing. It was almost like an auxiliary centre half between like Cody and Bolly and then Cody and Sois. He was dropping that deep. I'm like, how are you meant to hurt teams from there?
Yeah,
that's why we need him in a more positive system and at Wolves. Because for me, he's a future Wolves captain. I genuinely believe that.
I think he is pivotal to who you're bringing as an ex-manager as well. In the fact that if you genuinely, you know, it's pretty likely it's going to be a Portuguese boss. But the fact that you've got Ruben Neves there, a kid that has been probably spoke about for about 10 years in Portugal as one of the uppermost, you know, the best young talents, and still sort of has now got 4 years, more than 4 years because he was captain in Porto 5 or 6 years ago. You know, 4 or 5 years now plus at a top level. You can't even look to do that, and I think it is a resounding keep for Ruben Neves. I know this was only meant to be a quick one, but we've gone all in. That's how much we love Neves. Any directors or Jeff Shee or whoever's watching the video, there you go. Let's move on, boys. Morgan Gibbs-White, interesting season for him as well. Swansea started well, injury, came back to Wolves, took a while to get back into the team, Matt, and then Nuno chucked him in towards the end when it was all done and dusted. But I think he impressed, didn't he? Last few weeks.
Keep. After the last few weeks, keep him. I think he's again, and it always whoever comes in. I think he could be really important next season. I really do. I've been really impressed with. He's just. I feel like he's starting to get it now, and starting to realise what an opportunity he's got at Wolves. So yeah, I'd keep him. I'd definitely keep him. And I think he could. I think he could get 6 or 7 goals next year.
I agree. Finn, what do you think?
Yeah, especially if we're lining up with a 4-2-3-1, Neto, Adama, similar Jimenez and Morgan in the 10. That team could do damage against anyone. And then obviously he's a homegrown at the club player for when we get into the Champions League with that 4 up front. But no, yeah, for me, you've got to keep him in that position. I don't think there's anyone better at the club. So
me and Dave touched upon this Sunday when we went to the game. And if it is Bruno Large, when he's played a 4-4-2, his wide players have kind of got creative room to come inside and drift about, which is what Morgan does really well now. And I think that's absolutely perfect for someone like him or Neto. Not so much Adama, but I think in a more expansive team where he's got the ability to just roam about the pitch, I think he's going to have a really good season.
What do you think, Matt? I mentioned it earlier on social media. Could he possess that João Felix type role as a second striker? Do you think he's more suited to that wide role, which you suggested?
I think typically you'd say he's better through the middle, but that wide role that I've suggested isn't particularly wide, if that makes sense. So
yeah,
I don't
know. Isn't it? Yeah,
I know. It's almost like 4-2-2-2 at times. But and this is if Bruno Lage comes in, he might not, but he did convert Joao Felix into that second striker, and I mean, he's made his career. So I hope so, mate. I'll give him stick for time, and I think he's finally the penny's starting to drop now.
Yeah, I think he's silenced a few fans definitely this last month or so and been really, really good. He got his goal as well to go with the winner against Brighton, wasn't it? So really, really taking his chance, and I think big opportunity for him now. I think he has realised. I think he's almost grown up a little bit, hasn't he? I think he was extremely lucky that fans weren't allowed. He wasn't at the club and fans weren't allowed in right at the start of the season, because he would have had some serious stick for what happened sort of last year. And I think now it's been about 12 months since then. I think, he has grown up a little bit, and as a player, it seems like he has matured. And just even that 6 months at Swansea has done him a world of good, really. So definitely, I agree. But that moves us on to the next one. Vitinha, Vitor Ferreira at the club. Again, it's said that the agreement is already in place that he will stay at Molineux. But if there was a choice for you, if say for argument's sake the loan was still on the line now and they hadn't pulled the trigger yet, what's your thoughts on his future?
As a overall statement, I would sign him, but I can't figure out where he's best, because in a flat 3 in a 4-3-3 with Portugal under 21s, he looked unbelievable. Then he's been playing more advanced for us. I think he's too small to be that sort of like playing deep like Neves does. He hasn't got as much to him. I can't quite figure out where he's meant to be, but I do really like him. But then, as you say, like if it's a 10, Morgan, Podence, players like that would probably get in there. Then maybe he's 2 sat deep. I don't know, but I don't quite have a plan for him in my head if I was the manager. But I just like everything that I've seen.
What do you think, Matt?
I'd rather sign out Nori over him.
Yeah, if there was a choice, yeah.
I think with what we need, if it is 20 million, I think it should be spent elsewhere. And it's a shame because he looks a good player, but we can't go through this being like, we might be good in 3 or 4 years. It's like not being funny, but if you're not careful, we're going to get pulled into a relegation battle. So we need proven quality players now. We might just have to pass on a gem. It might just have to happen. I'm afraid, not for me.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. I mean, especially in a 4-4-2, I think there's too many players currently in the squad, and of course, I think fans want to strengthen in that area. I just don't see where he gets to look in. And for me now, based on recent performances, Morgan Gibbs-White goes ahead of him in my pecking order. It's strange because Wolves have always seen him, especially Nuno, as like a number 10. But I don't think he's ever been that sort of player in Portugal and at Porto. I think he's always been almost more like a number 6 type player, more as a holding midfielder. In the Premier League, I just don't think, unfortunately, his stature and build suits that. And I think, unfortunately, that's the downfall for someone else who we're going to mention later on, Conor Ronan as well. A talented player, but he's just not built to be a midfielder in the Premier League, in my personal opinion.
I wonder what...
Go on.
I wonder what, if looking for a replacement, I wonder what Joao Moutinho is doing these days. Surely he's a cheap option.
What a footballer.
Baller. We need to make a decision on Vitinha then, really. What have we said? Matt said no. Finn, what you said?
I'd say sell him. No, doing a phobie. I think I would buy him, but I think 20, especially if it's going to be penny pinching this summer, I can see the argument to be like, you can spend 20 better elsewhere. But I think I'm just scarred by Goncalves. I just don't want another one, but you can't just say that with every Portuguese player coming through. But I think I would, but again, with like, if you could get like 15, then maybe. But it just seemed to be, as you say, like maybe it's already gone through and we've got no control anyway.
I'm unsure, man. I'm unsure. I think I'm gonna lean with sign. I feel I'd be harsh if I said no. So, and the fact that it's already gone through, I haven't really got much of a say on it. So there you go. Joao Moutinho, Matt. Again, another one that's rumoured possibly of a move out. But would you keep him based on this season before? Okay, there you go.
Move on.
No, he's the best. He's the best Wolves player I've seen in the Wolves shirt that first season. Just the Rolls Royce. But and I did put a tweet out about this, and it's almost like watching him this season. It's like when you start to realise, you start to see like your grandparents getting old and a little bit frail. It's heartbreaking, and that's what it's been like. And he chases shadows, mate. He's got even if he goes on a free, I think because he's on like nearly 100 grand a week, and that's a lot of money. So yeah, honestly, wonderful player, but it's time to go.
I mean, Finn, Wolves have got their money's worth and more again out of Moutinho, £5 million. What a bargain that was. But do you think last season, the length of last season and the amount that Nuno played him in so many games has been his downfall because he just hasn't looked great this year at all, has he?
No, and it's strange to see such a decline because, as you say, like that first season, the old gold kit season, I've never seen a player like just unbelievable. Every 50-50 he wasn't necessarily like physically better than them, but just, you know, dinking it over or a little nutmeg or so. He's so clever, and that's never going to go. But as you say, Matt, it's just slowly waning. And I think like it's similar to Patricio. If they're our two biggest earners, that money can be spent better elsewhere. Or if Moutinho, you say, right, keep him. He doesn't want to sort of do a swan song abroad and earn loads of money. Maybe even goes into the coaching staff. Imagine him as like assistant for the next bloke like this.
He ain't going to be a dream. He's got plays for Portugal, every international. He's still got. I reckon he's still got a couple of years.
Player manager. Why has no one said that? Player manager at Wolves.
Yeah, but apparently he does the set pieces, doesn't he? Behind the seat. Apparently he coaches the set pieces. Okay, so if he's coaching them, then he's got no chance. He's got no chance as a manager. That's what I think. Yeah.
Fuck it.
So
we're blaming Nuno. We're blaming Nuno for these short corners, and it's Moutinho all along.
I don't mind.
Honestly, there is. Yeah,
don't execute him very well.
Fucking hell. I always used to love. You remember the corners where who's Sacco and Dave Edwards used to do the dummy? I think we scored 2 or 3 off.
The Millwall one.
Tremendous.
Oh,
yeah,
Fulham away as well.
Yeah, that was the one. Oh, brilliant. Are we saying no to Moutinho then, boys?
Yeah.
Thanks for the memories.
Sadly, yeah.
But he has got to go, blood. There you go. Next one, Matt. Leander Dendoncker. Loved and hated by many. Oh, okay. You gone for a Toronto on this one?
Oh, he's just... Bobby Martinez must see something in him, mate. He plays for Belgium every week. Well, obviously not every week, but...
Roberto Martinez.
Matt, in the first season when he actually played, he was class. But since then, he's kind of flattered to... No. Not, but I don't know how much.
What value are you saying? Yeah, what value are you putting on? 20?
I don't even think you get that. 15, I think.
What did we pay again? About 13?
12, yeah. I'm conscious we're getting rid of loads of midfielders here, and I'd rather keep him over Moutinho.
No, we've only got one. We've only let one go out of 4 so far.
I'd get rid of him, mate. He's been so bad this season, and he's missed so many chances. Again, maybe different under a different manager, but from what I've seen this season, get rid.
Finn, back that up.
Yeah, I remember it's got to have just been this season, the decliner, because I remember there was a rumour last summer, wasn't there? And I was going, don't you dare sell him. It's what we need in midfield. It was an Italian club. I can't remember who. Sniffing around him for a decent amount of money.
For Milinkovic-Savic, wasn't it? Yeah.
Was it Lazio? Yeah, and
then the Wolfpack said that we were interested in Milinkovic-Savic. Chiefs. Yeah.
But yeah, before that goal against West Ham, he was like the most shots without scoring, wasn't he? His finishing's been awful in that box-to-box role, and again, it's like selling a player at his like lowest value that he's ever been at at Wolves. So it is a shame, but maybe he's a player that like needs a crowd behind him. I keep trying to make that excuse for players that have underperformed this season. Maybe he's just a bit dopey and he needs a kick up the backside. But this season, there's been nothing. He's not even been that destroyer. He's not been the finisher. He's not. Yeah, there's been nothing there, and it's a shame to sell someone at his lowest value. But I'd probably be getting rid if you can find someone in that similar role.
Well,
you look. Leicester just signed Samaro for 15 million.
That's what I mean.
How do they do this?
You look at that, Matt. You get say Wolves do squeeze 20 million for him.
Yeah,
I think in this current global situation, I don't think you would. Like 15, 20 million, Zambo Anguissa straight, for the same amount of money.
Get him in regardless.
Yeah, I mean he's gone, isn't he? Unfortunately, Leander Dendoncker. It's a shame, innit? Like the last two that we mentioned there, Moutinho and Dendoncker, absolutely unbelievable players. Yeah. Do you think it's just them, or do you think it's the system? Bit of both. Nuno's killed our dreams with these players, I'll tell you now. Anyway, let's move on. Owen Otasowie, again, a player that we've only seen sprinkles of this season, Matt. Sprinkles. I mean, loan, keep, sell. What are you saying?
Loan?
Yeah. A lot of big, decent-sized clubs were after him on loan, remember, weren't they?
Yeah, I'd loan him. I don't think he's going to get enough game time as he'd want or he needs at Wolves next season. Because I think we'll sign 2 central midfielders, but I'd get him out on loan, mate, because he's one of those players that he could go and spend a season in the Championship as a central midfielder, and he could come back and he could play for us. I genuinely believe that. I feel he could slot straight into the 11.
Championship the level then, or not abroad, or what?
Well, I think the leagues he'd go to abroad probably like Championship level anyway. Who else was interested in him? I can't remember now.
Anderlecht was one. There was a Dutch team in there. Leave it with me. Let me search whilst we talk. But
Anderlecht would be all right. I don't think have they got European football though? I'm not sure because I know they've fallen off a cliff a bit.
Let's have a look. Otasowie, talking Wolves. It always comes up. Anderlecht, Nice, and Wolfsburg. Nice are decent level.
Oh,
I mean,
mate,
French.
if it's any of them 3, then yeah.
Yeah.
Over Championship, definitely. As long as he's playing.
Yeah, in the Championship, you can imagine him like, if it was a player coming to us in the Championship, it'd be one where people would be like, wow. Like, it'd be like a marquee loan, I feel like one of those players just admit, you'd be like, God, this guy's going to be Premier League standard. I think it'd be a treat to someone in the Championship. And then obviously there's the things about him not training very well. As long as you can find somewhere where they're going to keep him in shape.
Yeah, I think we all
Wolfsburg would be nice. I like Wolfsburg.
Keep him in shape. Have you seen the size of him?
He's an absolute...
You know what I mean? Not shape, in
I was going to say,
order.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
We move on to the boys that are out on loan currently. We're going to start off with the first one, Finn. Bruno Jordao, another one that was at Famalicão. Not done too well as far as I'm aware, but what do you think? We've not really seen much of him. He had that game against Reading in the Carabao Cup last year, got injured. Was it him that got injured during that game?
Yeah, he did.
Shabani did. Did he do it as well?
Yeah, he scored, yeah.
What do you reckon about him? Is it another year out on loan for him, or do you think he's got the ability to step up to the first team?
It's hard to judge him because that 25 minutes against Reading, I thought he was the second coming in. I thought he was the next Neves. Like, he was so good. Scored a goal, albeit it was awful, and then got injured. And then we saw him, obviously, that iconic picture of him waiting to come on for his 5 minutes in the Premier League, and haven't seen anything really since. And it is really hard to judge him. And I liked what I saw. But if he's not doing it at Famalicão, then I don't...
That's the most English way of saying that.
Then that's what I'm going to think of it now. Famalicão. Then I can't see him doing anything. But I would like to see more, maybe a pre-season for someone to look at him. I don't want to judge him, but how old is he now? Another loan? Is it the time where you sort of say, thanks for the
he's
memories?
Like 21, 22 maybe? I don't know. Let's have a look. Oh, we should be prepared. He's 22, coming up towards 23 in 5 months. Yeah.
Maybe he was just a sort of facilitator for Neto, saying we'll take him as well if you give us the good one. I don't know, but I haven't seen enough to judge him. But it's a shame I've only seen about half an hour's worth of football in a Wolves shirt. But I don't know. It's a tough one.
I think he needs a first team move, Matt, especially as now in the last 3 years he's only played 16 games overall of first team competitive football. Is it another loan for you, Matt, or do you think? I mean, I don't think we're going to get close to the amount of money that we spent on him, but
I think most of that deal was Neto, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, you made your money back and more on Neto with Neto if you're involved in.
Yeah, when they sell him for 15 in the summer. Yeah, I'd sell Jordao. We need the dough, mate. We're desperate for money. Any asset like that. So Rafa Mir, Catroni, Vinagre.
You're ruining tomorrow's video, yeah.
I know, but anyone like that, Bonatini, just get rid of them. They're not going to pay.
That's all we've got. It's only Jimenez left.
Got nothing left. I mean, we talk about fringe players like that. Then, I mean, Finn, are you agreeing on a sell, or are you going loan out for Jordao?
Yeah, I'm happy to go sell if you are. I'm not going to passionately argue that one.
And Connor Ronan, then, Matt, is he another one that we could sell? I mean, he's a journeyman now. He's out injured at the moment, but
He's had more clubs than a golfer.
Yeah, I mean, we look at him. Where is he now? Conor Ronan out. He
Grasshoppers.
was on loan. Yeah, he's injured. He's at the age of 23 now. He's had Portsmouth, Walsall, Dak,
Blackpool.
Streda, Blackpool, and Grasshopper. I mean, he's playing the football, to be fair to him, but that's absolutely mad.
Yeah, he's injured now,
yeah, exactly. But the club must see something in him, mustn't they, to keep persisting with him and keep offering him new deals. I reckon you let him get back to full fitness at Wolverhampton, get him in maybe the 23s if he's back October, November, December, and then get him out on loan again in January and go from there the following summer. What do we think? Keep, loan, sell if you can.
Just need the money, mate.
What are you going to get for him, though, realistic? I mean, I don't think it matters because, again, I don't think he owes us much.
400k, maybe. I don't know.
How much? Yeah. Finn, what are you saying, loan out? I'm going to say loan out, personally.
Yeah, I do feel sorry for him, though. And I remember seeing an article recently saying that he wants somewhere to call home because it must get annoying. And like I was saying to you before about the price of a Grasshoppers kit when I was trying to get one, it's expensive in Switzerland. So don't send him out there again, especially on the wage that we probably got him on. It's ridiculous. But I don't know. I remember, was it like Valentine's Day 2017, 2018? He ran the show against Wigan to an eventual 1-0 loss. Omar Bogle last minute. I remember it like it was yesterday. But I remember thinking, wow, we've got a player on our hands here, and never really saw him since. But Premier League level, as you say, if we're being harsh, probably not going to be there. Very, very small, very cute. Whether he's going to make it, I don't know. As you say, like maybe another loan. It's just weird thinking that we're desperate for money. Like a couple of years ago, we were like the richest club in the Prem or whatever. It's just weird. I know.
How much was the Grasshoppers kit, Finn?
90 quid. That was without his name on the back.
If any viewers can get Finn a Conor Ronan Grasshoppers 2021 jersey, let me know.
I tried to get Blackpool as well because, like, obviously half my family are from Blackpool, and like when he went there, I was like, "Oh, this is brilliant!" So I watched a few of their games, tried to get it. They'd sold out of their kit. I thought, God, I'm doing well.
You must be the only person with a Blackpool Conor Ronan kit fetish. Anyway,
I like my kits.
That's all actually, boys. The holding midfielders. So I mean, we're keeping free of the players that we've spoke about today, but it's obviously an area that Wolves do need to strengthen. In our opinion, we've mentioned a couple of players there that we think could be adequate replacements for the players that we've said should leave or be loaned out. But do let us know your thoughts in the comment section down below on any of the players or anything that we have discussed today. Be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and of course watch the Defenders video if you haven't already, and the Forwards video will be out tomorrow. Until next time, we'll see you all very, very soon.